What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Terrible clap, but today I am going to help make your dry fire sessions better. This DryFireMag allows you to pull the trigger over and over and over again on a striker fired gun without having to pull the trigger, rack the slide, pull the trigger, rack the slide. Now, to be honest, I don't dry fire much anymore. I find it terribly boring, I find it unrealistic, and I was always worried that I was building bad habits by pulling the trigger, racking the slide, pulling the trigger, racking the slide. I just didn't think it was a good idea. So this DryFireMag fixes a lot of those problems. It makes it a lot more realistic and a lot more enjoyable. The way it works is this little piece of plastic. Obviously you insert the magazine and this little piece of plastic kind of rubs on or sits next to the trigger bar, and there's a spring on it. And what you're actually resetting is this little piece here. You're not actually fully pulling the trigger. So if you listen to the sound, it's exactly the same, because all you're doing is resetting this little piece right here. So very simple, but very effective. The shirt, by the way, is from TriStar Trading. They make the dopest, softest, sexiest shirts, including the Tiberious Gib shirt. Link is down in the video description if you want to get one. All right, so the guns they make these for, they have one for the 365, they have them for the 320, the Glock single stack like the 43, 48, the M&P, sorry, I have to read all this, I can't remember it, XDM, Dagger, Dagger Micro, Glock 10 and 45 ACP. What I have is the Glock double stack, the 9mm, all the 9mm, all the 40s, all the 357 SIG, even the 45 gap. Not that anybody has, owns, or shoots a 45 gap. It does say that it also works with the Glock 44, which I was kind of surprised about. Maybe I shouldn't, but for some reason I was. Now, as far as non-Glock guns, so they say if you have a Shadow Systems or if you have a Ruger RXM, to buy the Dagger version of this, not the Glock double stack version. So I have the Glock double stack version. This is a Shadow System, and in this one gun it works perfectly. No issues whatsoever. Now these magazines are a little bit more stiff to put in and take out, even in a Glock. This is a Glock 17, works fine, no problem. And it is a little bit stiff to take in and out, but just a little bit more force than a normal magazine. It's not difficult at all. Ignore all this extra kit. This is a Recover Tactical S Pro brace system. I haven't even started reviewing it, but it has nothing to do with the magazine, so you don't have to worry about that. Similar with this Dagger, I have this big kit on here from Meta Tactical. It's the MX1. Same thing. You just got to put a little extra force in it. Pulls the trigger every single time. I've used it quite a bit on the Dagger without problem. The only gun that didn't work well for me, this is a Lone Wolf Dusk. Again, it's a Glock clone. And I'll show you, it was just, not. Don't recommend in that gun. Even pushing the magazine release in when you put the mag, no, don't use that gun. But any of the others should be fine. Before I continue, I just want to please respectfully ask you to subscribe to the channel. If you think I deserve it, click that button. I appreciate it. Doesn't hurt. Click the button if you think, even if you don't think I deserve it. Why don't you click anyway? All right, let's talk about the trigger pull. The trigger pull is not exactly the same as when you're just dry firing the gun, but it's very, very close. That's what it feels like with the magazine. Yeah, like the wall and stuff is different. The weight is similar, but the whole wall feels a little bit different. You can buy a spring kit for like 11 bucks, not expensive, from DryFireMag, and you'll be able to change out the weight of these springs. If you want to make it a little more realistic to what your trigger feels like, you can do so. Obviously the base pad is a bright orange, and I like that a lot, just to make it idiot proof to know, okay, I am now dry firing. I'm not going to send a round through the wall and into my neighbor's house or something like that. That would be bad. They also have a Smart Mag version of this. The Smart Mag has a little sensor that sends a signal to a smart laser that you put in the bore, and then the smart laser will shoot a laser out a laser beam out the bore. So if you have one of those laser target systems, you can set that up with this as well and do that. It's made in America. Very, very happy to say that this was made in America. The last thing I want to give you a heads up is that first trigger pull feels a little different. It's a lot heavier and not exactly what it feels like, so don't get concerned. The first trigger pull feels funny. After that, feels normal like everything else. Weight on this DryFireMag is 4.7 ounces. The same size Glock mag unloaded was 2.9. So to me, this feels like a Glock mag with 5 to 10 rounds in it, whatever that weight ends up being. Cost is $98.99 at the time I'm making the video. As always, there'll be links down in the video description that brings you to my website. When you get to my website, all the affiliate links are there. Hopefully I could find you a good deal. Now, as far as testing, the way I tested this, I did a bunch of dry fire. Obviously, I put it in different guns, Glock clones, non-Glock clones, probably 10, 12 different guns just to see which ones it didn't work with. And I did different shooting from different ready positions, drawing from the holster, shooting different targets around the room, a little bit of moving around the room. Obviously, the only thing you can't do is magazine exchanges really with this. You could probably put a Glock mag in, and then you'd have to rock the slide and put a DryFireMag in. Not ideal, so you can't really do mag exchanges, but everything else you can pretty much do. Now, my favorite part of all this is they include this small little personal Bible with every single package, and it has different verses on comfort, assurance, and salvation. And I did read them all. I think they're all very beautiful. I don't know if they picked those verses specifically, if this is something they bought, but either way, I love when companies are not afraid or shy to lean into their faith. So I thought that was fantastic. All right, biggest pro is obviously how you can pull the trigger on a striker-fired gun over and over and over without having to rack the slide. I like the wide variety of guns they have these available for, and I love that it is made in America. Overall, it's dope. If you want to improve your dry fire, if you want to improve your live fire, a great way to do that is dry fire. But this will allow you to have a lot more fun doing it and not develop any training scars and any bad habits along the way. So I give it 2 big thumbs up. I will absolutely be keeping this. I don't keep everything I review. I just don't have the space and the time. But this is something I will absolutely be keeping because I need to do more dry fire. Anyway, thank you to DryFire for supporting me. I greatly appreciate it. If you think I deserve it, again, please click that subscribe button. I thank you. Santa thanks you. Be good. Stay blessed. See you in the next video. Peace.